The truth of the matter, therefore, is that what is happening in River States and many parts of Nigeria, it has nothing to do with democracy consolidation. It's all about political survival. And unfortunately for all of us, until Nigerian politics moves from who controls power to how power serves the people, crisis we see in River States will continue to happen in many other parts of the country. So the last time we had this conversation, I remember that I told you that politicians are deal makers. These are not leaders. So in River States, Wike is fighting to have access to structure and state control, while Fubara too is fighting to have access to structure and state control. So it's a battle for political supremacy and political survival. It has nothing to do with the people. It has nothing to do with the Rivers people. Then you ask the question, where are Rivers people in all of this? It's all about Wike and Fubara. Unfortunately for Wike himself, he doesn't even know when to draw the battle or when to stop. He is talking as if he owns PDP and he owns APC. But that's their business and that's their fight. But what matters to me really is that let us see the fight based on the disagreements about governance and state policies, not based on individual fights over state control, over political survival. That's what I'm saying. So we are likely going to see more crises ahead because Fubara is not giving in, and Wike too is not giving in. But their fight has also shown the weakness of Nigeria kind of democracy. Yesterday we had conversation about constitutional democracy and electoral democracy. In constitutional democracy, one would have expected that he that won election, when you win election as the governor, you are expected to run the state based on the rule of law or based on the state, based on the constitutional provision. But Wike is not allowing Fubara to run River State the way it ought to be. He keeps frustrating the governors of River State. But again, why I do not pity Fubara is because he is a product of electoral fraud. I'm sorry to say.
Does this further exposes to us that many of our electoral processes are still actually flawed, like still filled with errors?
Of course it shows. It shows clearly. Because even those who are going to APC, and that's why you see a governor who will now boldly say, I will give 1 million votes to the president. That's surprising. That's a lame intellectual pronunciation. That's an abuse of democracy. A governor does not have such powers. You have only 1 vote. And why they make that, why you see them brag that way, and why you see people leave their party for APC, is because we have flawed electoral system. That's all what you need to be in the good book of the the president or the federal might. That's why they tell you about the federal might. The conversation about federal might in Nigeria democracy is based on the fact that people rig election for people. So it's not about people-centered democracy, and it's not about people-centered communication. Yes, development and communication. So they are not telling you that we are going to APC because we know that APC has really, as a party, has really delivered good governance or delivered dividend of democracy. So it is not that we will win election. It's not based that they know that people will vote us back because we have done exceptionally well or relatively well. When you hear that we will win election, it is because they know that the election is likely going to be rigged or likely going to be manipulated. That's the problem. So what is happening? Why Wike can come out and say, or why anybody can come out and say that I single-handedly made you the president or single-handedly made you the governor, is because they know that the people vote or people decision is is really immaterial. It doesn't matter. So they can connive with, allegedly, with INEC to say, okay, declare this person's winner of election. Of course, we just conclude. You know what happened in 2023 election. We know the stories about glitch. You know the stories about manipulation. You know the stories, you know what has happened. You know, even as we speak, you know, some persons have gone to jail for rigging election. So I'm saying that what is happening in Rivers State is not really is about the people. It further shows that our electoral system is so flawed and so faulty, is so flawed and so faulty that people believe that because I'm in APC, we are going to win election. But do you understand me now? So for me, really, really, the bragging of opposition, sorry, the bragging of the ruling party about winning election has never been based on their dividend of democracy. And if you look at it, go to state level, are the governors doing well? The governors could have collected huge amount of money as a result of subsidy removal. Have they done well? No. And not what they are thinking is how to go APC and go and enter this kind of agreement. They are talking agreement as agreement. We deliver for you, deliver for me, irrespective of whether people voted them. And remember that sometimes last year we had a conversation, and I was telling you that we are moving towards a system where people don't need people's votes to become president or governor. Of course, we have had conversation where people, oh, I was voted, but the question is who actually voted you? Who actually voted you? So you just need INEC and the courts. You know, you do anything you want to do. If you're lucky, INEC declares you winner, you go to court and court validates you, your mandate. So this is the challenge we are having. And I'm saying that we cannot behave this way and think that at the end of the day we are going to be successful. You don't expect a man who bought his way into power to serve you. It's not going to happen. You know, remember sometime last year, sometime December last year, at the end of last year, we had a conversation, the implication of commercialization of politics. I think we had that discussion. And I reminded you that by the time you allow politics to become, to be in the hands of the highest bidder, never you expect, what do they call it, governance. Don't expect anybody to rule you, because somebody cannot spend over 50 billion, 30 billion, 10 billion or thereabouts to buy himself into power. And tomorrow you wake up and start saying this person is not doing well. He's not doing well because he knows that after 4 years, he comes back, buys up some necessary stake actors he feels he can buy, and he goes back. So people's decision and people's mandate is nothing. And that's why yesterday I told you that democracy is about people's effective participation in making decisions on issues that affect their lives, including ballots. So all what we are doing in this part of the country, unless we decide to light ourselves, because we are a country that thrives, we are people that thrive on lies. We are people that deliberately lie to ourselves because we are hypocritical in nature. At the moment, we are not practicing democracy. At the moment, even the liberal electoral democracy we are practicing, let's even agree that we are practicing electoral democracy. Are we doing the electoral democracy the right way? We rig election. We rig election.
Yes, sir.
We rig election. We announce those who didn't even participate in party primaries. We announce them as winners. So at the end of the day, you cannot enable this kind of faulty system. And tomorrow you wake up and start saying Nigeria is not well. Africa is the only continent where people deliberately vote thieves into power. You know that this person has character defects. But because you, out of your own sentiments, out of your own psychopaths, out of your own tribalism, you have decided to vote a man or a woman you know that is practically not coming to deliver governance. And when you collect your money and do this thing, at the end of the day, you come out and start complaining the government is not doing well. How? If any man that votes, anybody that votes Yahoo man into office, Bishop, do you expect that person to go and become a better person? He goes there to do Yahoo plus. We need to understand that the state policies have direct impact in all of us. Of course, the removal of subsidy has shown to all of us that your welfare in your house or wherever you are is a direct impact of state policies. And it is those that you vote into power that make these policies. That's what it should be. So, and those who think, those who begin to think that agreement is an agreement. No politician has the capacity or has the right, has the moral right to enter into agreement with anybody to take over position. It is you and I. People make that decision using their ballot. It is your ballot that decides who gets to power. It is not agreement reached in a closed door. And that's what I need us to understand. We should come out from this myth and illusion that we are practicing democracy, and the people whom democracy serves are really behind are not being consulted in any decision. Even those who are leaving their political party for APC, what was the level of participatory dialogue and participatory communication that they are leaving their own people? Of course, I don't know now. There's somewhere in Kaduna, if I'm not mistaken, that a lawmaker decamped, left and joined APC, and he went and they practically lynched him. I don't know whether you watched the video. And that same law,
yes, I saw it, sir.
And this same law,
yeah.
Yes, this same lawmaker will be the one to come to media and say, "My people." Who are your people? Who are your people? You are not representing anybody. As a matter of fact, each lawmaker ought to have a constituency office where you go and talk with your people. It is what your people want that you do. It is not this idea that once you find yourself in Abuja, what you think about it, how do you share money? This is not representation. Unless we choose to lie to ourselves, because we are a country that people thrive on lies. We are a country that hates the truth. We are a country that telling lies is in the DNA, or lies has become national policy. That people don't want to say the truth, both the adult, educated, non-educated. And I say that we cannot go this way. Let's keep lying to ourselves. This is what I'm saying, Bishop.